Damian Lillard?
Oh, man. What a time in South Florida sports, huh?
I can't do that today in good conscience. I can't do it. I can't start talking about the transaction in the middle of the finals in a studio across from the arena. I can't do it.
No. Dan, again, I am enthralled by the idea that women's U of M Elite Eight, men's Final Four, U of M, Florida Atlantic men's Final Four, the Panthers in the Cup as an 8 seed, the Heat in the Cup as an 8 seed, Leo Messi coming to Miami, and maybe Damian Lillard. If there's no championship out of any of this, can this be the greatest year in South Florida sports history?
Okay, let's play the sound here. You guys will help me here. He's a friend of Amin's, the Showtime podcast.
The Last Stand podcast.
Yeah, Last Stand, my guy, BC, Brian Custer.
All right, so Damian Lillard, I can't believe we're starting here
Yes, we are.
After that game.
No, that game was terrible.
Literally
Give
the
us
first two
something, Dan.
words out of your mouth were Damian Lillard on your show, and you're complaining now.
I can't believe that I started there.
You better believe it.
It's irresponsible of me.
I would have bet Lionel Messi as the first two words out of your mouth, but no, they were Damian Lillard. So let's go. We're in this now.
Brian Custer was mine.
Tony Brothers were my first two words.
Well, you said the game was fixed.
It was. We have a sport that can be fixed easily and manipulated. We all saw what happened last night. It changed how the Miami Heat played defense. There were two back-to-back phantom calls on Gabe Vincent that should have been at least the third foul on Jokic. By my count, Jokic should have fouled out by the third quarter, 2 minutes into it. It was bullshit. It was bullshit what we saw last night.
Mike, how did you watch the game? We were at a watch party yesterday, and when I'm at a sports bar, I can't pay attention to the game whatsoever. I'm glad-handing, I'm hanging around, I'm talking to people. All of a sudden, I look up, I'm like, oh, it's the third quarter. They're down by 15. What happened?
I was locked in. I don't like people talking to me. So don't come up to me. I'm locked in watching this iPhone screen.
You could have actually watched the Heat game at this bar 3 times in a row because of how uneven the TVs were. You could watch it on one screen, and then it's like, all right, let me see that replay. I'll watch it again on this screen, and then there's another screen.
2 laps.
Gotta get your shit together with that.
No. I like that. Because
it's the worst.
No, it's the best. Because sometimes you glance when you miss something, and I know I can look at that screen right there and catch it for a split second.
But the audio was not on the quickest feed. Yeah. So
that's the worst.
This was the bad part. The bad part is the giant television is about 6 points behind.
Oh, no.
And so you can't have a roar in one part of the room, and then the other part of the room is a really severe delay where you're changing from one TV to the other, and the score's different. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
But Tony
Brothers fix that game.
Mike, I don't want you.
What, man? You saw?
Jokic
is just allowed to do that?
All right.
Guy's 400 pounds, able to throw his. There was a thing called the Shaq rules, and it was a great equalizer because he sucked from the line. If this guy, who can make free throws and every goddamn shot on the court, is going to be officiated like that, it is wholly unfair. He's too good.
All right, Jessica, welcome back. You were boycotting the Heat, and you have returned to enjoy.
That was my first word of the show.
The Nuggets' victory here as Mike now goes full. I mean, it's game 3, okay? He's crazy.
No one's told me I'm wrong.
He's been crazy. I'm about to. You haven't had a chance.
No one else saw the game, I guess.
Given anyone
glad-handing.
Welcome to my world, Dan.
You haven't given anyone the room to talk about what you're lamenting. Gabe Vincent, it was a couple of bullshit calls. However, I will not diminish that 2 players produced 30-point triple-doubles, which is not something that has never happened in the finals. It's not something that has never happened in the playoffs. It's not something that's ever happened. And you're going to talk to me in a double-digit game about Tony Brothers? Get the bleep out of here.
Look, I understand losers lament. That second half deficit was manageable. And honestly, I didn't have that much of a problem with the officiating in the second half. I thought the officiating in the second half was fine. In that second quarter, the Heat had an opportunity to put the Denver Nuggets in the dirt. That was a double-digit game with Jokic, should have had at least his 4th foul in that second quarter. It totally changed the complexion of how Miami approached the defensive game. You had Spoelstra talking about in the postgame, we couldn't defend the paint. You couldn't defend the paint because everybody was afraid to get a foul called on them. It was just horrific. If that officiating happened in Game 2, we're looking at a 3-0 hole.
They were outplayed last night. Like, this is not one of those games you can blame the officiating.
No, it's the second quarter, and it changed the complexion of the game.
The third
though.
quarter, though, the Heat it's one of the worst quarters all playoffs.
All right,
Heat.
listen.
Fair enough.
All right, just real quick, okay? Yes, we could do this to any NBA game. If I put a referee in the game and you get the star in foul trouble, especially if he's the MVP, yes, you can alter the way the game is played. However, Mike Ryan, the Miami Heat played a clinically beautiful game where they had 4 turnovers all game. Jamal Murray, we're going to be talking triple doubles. He had 7 by himself. All game, the Heat are playing their style of ball, and they can't do much of anything at the rim. And Amin, I would say to you, probably because that giant guy's in the game.
Well, he's allowed to play a different game.
But it's not just that he's allowed to play a different game. He's a cement mixer in the paint. And if you're wondering, why are Jimmy and Bam all of a sudden inefficient at the rim? He's a giant person.
He's a giant person that can get full extension with his arms on rebounds, and all of a sudden gets pushed to the ground by Kyle Lowry. It's asinine. One team was allowed to play the game a different way than the other.
Mike is still freaking out about the refs while the rest of the room has moved on to let's tank for Dame now, because apparently he said if they win the championship, he doesn't want to come to Miami. So now it was tank for Wembanyama, the 0.05% chance. Now Damian Lillard's coming next year.
Well, Chris Cody was trying lame for Dame.
Let's be lame for Dame.
Lame for
That's
Dame.
a bad one.
Doesn't work.
This might be the death of me.
I think it works.
Damian Lillard's my favorite player in the league. I got really optimistic because I think the Miami Heat have a I've said this. I've maintained this for years.
What?
The ripple of realization.
This is crazy. You said outside he was a loser.
Yeah, he's got a loser mentality.
You said outside he was a loser.
Yeah, but he's my favorite player in the league.
What are you talking about, Mike?
The same thing I've said in front of this microphone for years. Welcome to the show. Juju, you got my back.
I've heard him say that for years.
Damian
and
Lillard's
years.
my favorite player in the league. And also...
And since when do we bring in outside conversations and put it on
Yeah.
wax? Like, what are we doing?
Have you, Juju? Did you just get here?
Tony.
No, Dan. Don't.
Tony,
Dan,
Get
don't.
out of here.
Tony,
2
yes,
minutes.
please.
2 minutes
Yeah.
for get out of
Yeah,
here.
you broke the street code.
Get-
He is a loser.
This is not the
He's
problem.
his own worst
Tony,
enemy.
Tony, get out of here.
He's great and a loser. What?
Tony.
Like
yes.
the Nuggets were good last night. They blew them out in the second half. Also, footnote, game was fixed. It can be both things.
Jessica, I'm going to need your help here, okay? Because there is no reining in Mike
I'm
Ryan.
really mad.
No.
I'm really mad at how this show's going.
Okay, first off, you did say that. Tony probably shouldn't have put it on blast until you were ready to say it yourself. Because
Thank you.
Things that happen in the pre-production meeting are a bit sacred. Sometimes we're testing out bits or takes, but Mike had this take, and the entire room went silent.
He's a loser.
And that room is never silent.
I mean,
Not a
back
single
me up
person
here.
agreed.
It's just weird to hear
It's
right
bizarre.
after he's my
He's
favorite player in the league. He's a loser.
He's a killer who's been his own worst enemy. Because people should know how great Damian Lillard is. Arguably, for my money, a top 3 shooter of the basketball I've ever seen. And unfortunately, I don't get to see him enough because he's not playing meaningful games because he's trying like hell to make it work in Portland. So when he gives this sound where he's like, Miami is the obvious choice, and I finally get excited because we've recouped some trade value from some of these bad contracts on our roster that we can actually make this happen without giving up Bam. And he says, I want to play with Bam. And then in the next breath, he says, but if they win the championship, I'm out. Why? Quit being a loser, Dame. Come on. Let the world see your talent.
What I would like is to just have the take unspool and not go wire to wire on the tapestry of why Tony and Mike are arguing about a take that Tony told everybody Mike had given us and no one else. So no one knew that Mike came in here roaring today with Damian Lillard is a loser, and Tony doesn't know enough show history to know what it is that Mike thinks about Damian Lillard.
I don't think Tony likes us. I don't think he likes our show. I think Tony's here for Tony. That's what I think.
Well, Tony is here for Tony. There's no disputing that. But, I mean...
Oh, he's in New York
Wait,
on the
hold
picture-in-picture.
in an orange New York?
Oh my God.
Oh, no, that's Mars.
No,
okay.
it's New York. Look at that background, Dan.
We'll
I've
get
seen
to-
the pictures.
we'll get
That's
to
definitely
orange.
I
New York.
believe that's Chelsea.
We'll get to orange, smoky New York in a second. But let's just play the sound of Damian Lillard on Showtime, basically saying very quickly something I wasn't expecting him to say. Like they usually don't do it like this, but he's been asked for so many years already, hey, you're going to be one of the guys that gets tired in Portland? And now he's just casually, yeah, I'm interested.
He usually never does this. He avoids it. And I was like, wow, he's ready to play ball. Finally. All right, let's go. He's out of Portland. And then he couldn't help himself from being a loser at the end.
Oh, come on. Let's play the sound.
Everybody keeps saying Damian Lillard is going to be traded to the Knicks. Damian Lillard's going to be traded to the Heat. Damian Lillard should be traded to the Celtics. Damian Lillard's going to be traded to the Nets. If one of those trades went through out of those teams, which one will you be like, that's not too bad?
Miami, obviously. Miami is the obvious one. And Bam is my dog. Bam is my dog for real. But I mean, I think Miami the obvious one. Brooklyn is obvious one. Is another obvious one because Mikal Bridges is my dog too.
So many dogs.
And both are capable.
He went on to say, but if they win the championship,
We cut off the most important part.
yeah, but if they win a championship, that's obviously done.
If he thinks Bam's good, I think Bam's good.
If he thinks Bam's good, then he's going to love being traded for him. Because, that's a good player that I got traded for. Like, don't get me started on Bam. Why is Bam touching the ball more than Jimmy Butler?
Do you mean Idris Elbow?
He was this thing where, we got aggressive Bam, where he just puts his head down and he goes up to the free throw line and he takes a carnival top shot from the top of the key.
Mike, listen to me. I just need.
You know what? I need a minute.
You
Yeah,
do.
he does.
You
He
should.
really
You
does.
need. Yeah. Well, you need go take a 5-minute major. Okay. You're not giving anybody room to talk. Other people have opinions here. It's gone to your head. The messy thing has gone right to your head because you did crush everybody with the messy news. But is this what it's going to be with Mike? We were already in a bad place. We're only halfway through the finals. We're up to our neck in feces in South Florida right now. Do you realize what's happening around here? They're about to laugh at us. The Panthers might get smoked at home. And right now, everyone saw last night, holy shit, Jokic is going to have triple-doubles whenever he wants.
By the way, Dan, I saw one of the brothers last night.
No way.
Holy shit, man. The most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm having a bit of an existential crisis here. I mean, as a leader and as someone who's trying to keep Meadowlark Media from being unhinged. There's a lot of sports in town, a lot of meetings, important people,
Mixers.
parties. Well, this is another thing, right? And you're part of the problem.
What?
But right now, my biggest problem is Mike Ryan. You're part of the problem because you come in here from Denver. You're chasing around the Jokic brothers. You don't find them. You come right back here and organize a party on Meadowlark's dime. Am I allowed to talk about it or just pay for it? Like, can I tell anybody where it is?
No.
And no, nothing, because it's a secret party. Okay, so you tricked me into free alcohol. I can't tell people the time, anything, right?
No, you can't
all
say
right, so
any of these
I
things.
can't lasso this thing that I'm supposed to be leading. Jeremy has been wanting to talk for 9 days. And there's no room around here because, at least in part, the bloated, swelling ego of Mike Ryan, Hollywood insider, hobnobber, newsbreaker, information guy, DJ. He is now saying, because he's saying my rules, I'm instituting a 5-minute gag order on myself, is what he said. Because he thinks he's in charge. Like, I sent him to the penalty box. I tried to give him the 5-minute gag order, and now he's like, no, I'll just sit here and not talk. And I don't believe him. Because he's a yammering, manic loon, and both of his teams are in deep shit. Like, deep, deep shit. And he's scared, and he should be, and not of Tony Brothers, of the brothers, the Jokic brothers, because Amin saw them last night.
Oh, man. Let me just say, guys, everything I said in that video, I'm sorry.
To them?
I'm sorry to whoever, to anyone I might have misled, because we were setting up to do the post-game show, me, Juju, Charlotte, and Taylor. And they said, I mean, look, and I turned to look at the family section where the players are going out to meet their family members after the game. And I saw the one, which I had seen the other day, and I'm like, all right, so what's the big deal with this guy? He looks like a regular guy. He's tall, yes. They tell me he's an MMA fighter. He's undefeated. But I'm like, look, a lot of different levels of MMA. Am I right, Tony?
Okay,
right?
so
There is.
Okay, but so the weakest of the brothers is an MMA fighter who is undefeated, who you are not afraid of,
Yeah.
not impressed by.
I would say, I looked at him and said, all right, what's the deal? And then I turned to his left, and I saw a real-life monster. And all the things that David Aldridge and Mark Spears and Jason Jackson and all the other old black men at media availability warned me about, like, I saw it. And
Well,
I felt like
Thick, rugged, big hair that looks like fire, tattoos up to the skull.
he's 8 feet tall, first of all.
Menace, just general menace.
He's 8 feet tall.
That can't be
and
true.
I'm telling you.
It's not true.
Chris.
It's not true.
Chris, it's real.
It's not
It
true.
is real.
It,
It
that's
is
your.
one-
It was a foot of your fear he was standing on.
Dude is 8 feet tall, and then like from here, which is for the podcast listeners, I'm pointing to right behind my ear, all the way down. It's just one big tattoo. What Jason Jackson said, it's a tattoo.
You'd be fighting a tattoo, a tattoo made of bones and muscle.
that changes and says things, as Jason Jackson pointed out. It says, "Hi, Amin."
So he's like Maui?
Yes, like that, right? Shout out to Moana, right? And then, but here's the kicker. I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, what is he wearing? He's wearing a Jokic jersey. And I said, oh, cool. He's wearing his brother's jersey, but it's not a Nuggets jersey. It's a Serbian national team jersey with all the sponsor patches. I said, well, they don't sell that one. I said, oh, my God, that's Nikola Jokic's jersey. And you're saying, well, I mean, what's the big deal? He's his brother. Dude, when I tell you that thing was like an extra medium on him. I mean, it was bursting at the seams. Nikola Jokic, the man that we call a loaf of bread, and this guy's huge. And
His brother is whichever one, the ectomorph. His brother is not. It's not built the same way. Like,
dude,
no,
it is, but like in a much scarier, larger
the
way.
MVP, I think the MVP of the league is very much in every way his little pear-shaped brother.
Oh my God!
What kind of bread is his brother? If he's just a white loaf, what kind of bread is the brother?
Dangerous game.
The post
we'll just
game,
forget I said
the
anything.
post game show. That laughter was unnecessary. Should have been in the penalty box because you're not speaking for 5 minutes.
I thought you were talking to me. I was like, wait, what?
No, you forgot which show you're doing. Mike
He
Ryan
just took a call.
Mike Ryan needs to not be laughing in the middle of our show. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be gag ordered. The post-game show, incidentally, is something that Amin, as he was mentioned, did with Juju. It is in the feed now if you want instantaneous reaction to what it is they saw in the game, X's and O's, instead of our silly nonsense every day.
We had a really great post-game discussion about what happened with the Heat, what went wrong, how Nuggets managed
Rebounding.
to take back. Well, it was more than that. It was points in the paint, and more importantly, points in the paint, shooting in the paint. They were smothered, but
but can we talk about this part for a second? Like, okay, Mike.
What?
Mike.
I'm not talking on the
What? He put my mic on. Sorry about
It's a 5-minute embargo. Okay, we've got your thoughts on the matter. Okay, Lillard's a loser. You want him anyway, but the game last night was fixed. All right, that analysis is emotional. It's game 3. I can't wait to hear him after game 6 or 7 because the fear is here and it's great.
Oh, it's definitely going that far.
Let me just say right now, Mike, if you're talking that big stuff, don't come to the mixer, please. I don't need that.
Coming to the mix.
I don't want you to come to the mixer. I don't want you to.
Why are you talking? Why is the embargo not working? Why have I lost control of everything happening here? Before we get to the Jokic brothers, do you have any more information that you care to report? Because you've given up your investigative report. You spent money looking for them and drinking in their honor in Denver. Didn't find them. You found them here. Now you're scared and you're shutting down your reporting?
So originally my plan was if we're going to track them down, get them down for a sit down and do like a 5-minute interview. And I was going to be cheeky and ask a lot of like silly questions. I saw that dude. I was like, you know what? Never mind.
What a grift by you,
Never
man.
mind.
So you don't get them. You end your assignment, but you got a mixer. At undetermined time that I'm paying for, but I don't know where it is, what time, and what I can tell people about.
That's on Taylor. Taylor's got to go up to him for you.
No.
You guys need to get the Jokic brothers.
We sent Juju. By the way, we sent Juju, and Juju came back literally 3 seconds later. The hell y'all got me doing?
What?
Dude,
No,
you.
it's good. It's good. I couldn't hear nothing going on the post-game show, so I'm walking around regular. Taylor hand me a phone and say, go get the Jokic brothers. I'm like, bro, who the hell you talking to, first and foremost? You feel me? Second of all, what I look like. I got a suit on, my brother. Like, I'm not walking in the crowd doing errands right now. Look at me. That's what I said.
No, but Juju, you took 5 steps over there. You saw what was in that section. You turned right back around.
COVID-19. I'm not going in that crowd.
I want to talk about the first part of this as I continue to not be able to lasso anything. You have to understand
Come
that
here, stupid mixer. Ooh, have a margarita with Tim Kawakami.
Shut up, man.
Like I'm supposed to be impressed.
First of all, Tim Kawakami's not here. I wish he was, though. Shout out to
I
Tim
wish he was.
Kawakami.
How is your microphone
It's been
working?
5 minutes in his defense.
How is your mic?
He's been talking the whole
But
time.
if you commit another foul while you're in the penalty box, I want to go back for a
Have
second.
Fournette Brunk with
Hold
Howard
on.
Beck. Ooh.
I need to point out, I'm not going to skip past
Shout out to Howard.
what it is that happened with Juju because I want to get to why we can't get the Jokic
Is that a
brothers.
Merlot in Rick Kamlow's hand? Ooh, let me go talk to him.
But the first part
FOH.
of this is very much Juju in the right, and I don't know who this Taylor thinks he is. But
Zagaki.
to come up to Juju, who is representing us at the games better than anybody is representing us at the games in every way, and to have him go run the errand, sending him to the monsters, Taylor, that's a me call, and I wouldn't make that call. That's a very bad call by you, Taylor. Why do you think you're in charge?
I feel like Juju might have the best chance at getting him, though, in Taylor's defense.
But you don't go up. Are you aware of how Juju?
He handed Juju a pen, basically. So here, go fight that monster.
Zagaki. Like, what? First of all, I'm a player. Like, you got to talk to players a certain way. Like, you got to ask me, do I feel like going over there? It's a whole protocol, you feel me? But salute to my brother Taylor.
No. You're very positive and you're very nice. But, no, you are not Taylor's intern. You go get the Jokic brothers. Somebody get the Jokic brothers.
Dan, I'm telling you.
Let's send this maniac monster Mike into him with his teeth yelling about fixed games.
I ain't scared.
Dan, I'm
Popcorn
telling you, the
muscles.
funniest thing was it took, I swear, Juju, you might disagree. It took you a full couple of seconds to realize what had happened. Because you started walking towards there, and then you looked up and you stopped like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? He came right back to hell no.
So your original move, though? Your original move. What are you guys? Why are you open
Is he here?
mouthed?
Is
No,
Jokic
it's
brother
here.
here?
No. She's here.
She's here.
She's gorgeous.
We have a special guest coming in.
She's here.
My haircut?
And she's here.
Charlotte,
Is she?
Charlotte Wilder?
Is she looking over here?
Well, it's a good guess because there's only a couple of she's that come around.
Yeah, and you're here, so it's not you.
I can read Patrick Eliash from here.
Charlotte Wilder is out today.
She also could have got the Jokic brothers. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, right? Why didn't you send her?
Absolutely not. My sister is a queen. How dare we ask her to perform a task of that nature?
And no idea you were related. I'll go leave.
I'm nervous. Get out of here. Go be by her. Go be by her. Jessica, can you see her from there?
I can see her right now. I think she's on the video if you're watching this from home.
How did she get
looks
here?
Gorgeous.
It's not my first time meeting her.
Just
though.
like
Just
I
wanna throw that
remember
out there.
her. I've met her before. I've met her before too.
It's the Stanley Cup.
Jessica was so eager to get out that boast that she's the only one who has actually, I think, before now, spent time with the Stanley Cup.
Dan, me and the Stanley Cup have a history. Sorry to burst
Go
your
on.
bubble.
Roy
there.
and I met her in Toronto too.
Yeah.
Regardless,
She's gorgeous.
She's here, the one and only, the most famous cup and the most famous
Yep.
cup and cups, and the most famous trophy in sports.
Why is Mike on the ground?
I'm not sure why she's here now, but I think we might get to see her up close pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's it?
Are you guys?
That's all it
Are
is?
you guys nervous?
Oh, no.
That's all it is?
Oh, no.
I thought it was something. I mean, again, I saw the first Panther game 2 days ago when they lost 17-0. That's it? That's what we're playing for? Is that?
Tony, yes. What do you mean that you're not impressed?
Why is Mike on his knees, like, reading stuff?
You don't know the tradition of that trophy?
No, I do, but, like, who cares? Like,
But Jessica's
This is it?
Jessica's your age, and she was impressed by being near it because her sports fandom isn't six.
she comes from the north, though, Dan. It's different. She actually watched hockey. Like, I've never seen hockey before. This is what we're playing for?
Yeah, us Cubans really don't understand this trophy.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I have a really different set of feelings coming through our studios here. Amin just left the room, and I'm not sure what happened, but I think it's because he thought he was underdressed. I think. I'm not totally sure. He wanted to dress differently because the Stanley Cup is here, and there is some real reverence in the room. Now, Jessica, you seem sort of like, this is old hat. I've already seen this old thing.
First time.
I've already seen this old lady, and I enjoyed it the first time. But the rest of the room right now is an interesting collection of awed and reverent in a way. Man, come on. Sports will make you cynical if you work in the business. You see a lot of things. Mike Ryan is starstruck. He is, and that's just by Mike Bolt. That's just by looking at the keeper of the cup. The keeper of the cup has the hair you would want protecting the cup and the name you'd want protecting the cup. Mike bleeping Bolt protects the cup. Mike Ryan was genuflecting out there. He genuflects before nothing, that ego. Before nothing these days. Because he knows what he's in the presence of. History, the teeth that have been lost, the blood that has been shed. Everybody out there.
You're a writer.
Everybody out there in the next game is playing with broken femurs. Everybody, because they want that cup, the thing that's outside our door. I don't know how it got here. I
know how it got here, Dan. They told us that since this is the last time the cup will ever be in South Florida, they let us bring it into the studio so that we could all see it up close.
Oh, that's true.
Can we bring Lord Stanley in, please? Can we bring it in?
In here or in there?
In there.
I'd like it right here, actually.
I had my moment, but you need to witness what we witnessed because I don't get starstruck often, and I got starstruck around Lord Stanley.
And Mike Bolt.
Yeah, well, his hair is incredible. Feathered, beautiful. He looks like Anakin Skywalker.
Okay, and he keeps the cup.
You can see on video right now that he means business. Just the way he's holding his belt, he's just like,
he really does. Right. Wait a minute. But
you
that,
try to
what
touch
kind of
this thing, I'll break your limbs.
What kind of business does he mean?
I think he's
there?
got martial arts training. That's just wow.
Should I go out there and try to touch it? See
that hair is resplendent. The hair or the cup? No, you can't.
I want to touch the hair.
I want to touch the hair. All right, let Mike Bolt in here, the keeper of the cup. He is protecting him. Look at him. Oh, he's whipping that thing around.
It's heavy, too.
Comfortable with that thing.
He looks so cool.
Hi,
Mike Bolt.
Yes, this is wonderful here, right here. Thank you. This is the actual thing.
Wow, it's so big that I can't see Dan's face, which is an upset. Oh, you do the John Taffer.
Let's Mike Bolt.
Turn the other way.
Can we Mike Bolt, please?
Mike Bolt is getting that.
Can we mic him?
The headset.
We got the joke, Chris. We got the miking Mike Bolt joke.
You're just trying to make it obvious for video. You're trying to make. Oh, here comes Amin.
How'd you get that jacket?
He was underdressed. Look at him. Amin, you are awed by this thing. You are dressed appropriately. But Tony and Jeremy, young Cuban boys who didn't grow up, with hockey as a first love, you guys seem wildly unimpressed by not Mike Bolt, but this cup he keeps.
Esto es una cazuela. Yo tengo una cazuela así en la casa. Sí.
You guys are assholes. Like it's Lord Stanley. The temperature of the room changed when that thing came in there.
Still cold though.
Don't worry about them. They like to have fun. How you been though? Really, honestly, it's been a while. What was it L.A. last time? Ooh, I mean, look, hey, you look great too. Thank you though.
Are you talking to Mike Bolt?
No. Catching up with an old friend. Sorry.
All right. Mike Bolt, I have so many questions.
Oh, Mike, hey, what's going on?
Because
back there.
The keeper of the cup is kind of like a defender of the North Wall. Like it's a big deal. You have stories for days. You've probably signed non-disclosure agreements. There's hundreds of names, legends, fourth liners, everybody. It's a walking museum, and you probably have a story about everybody there. And I'm sure they will always want the wildest ones, but I'd just like to pick a random name and see if you have a story about them.
That's a fun.
Yeah, okay. Who do you got?
That's a fun game.
I've been doing this for 24 years. I've done over 1,500 cup parties. No, I don't do every single one of them. I do get days off. So usually during the summer we do a week on, week off because it's about 19, 20-hour days.
We've spoken to a keeper of the cup before. Was it Phil? was it Phil that we talked to before,
Right.
and there was all sorts of debauchery associated with it. But I do want to try out this game where I just look at the cup, I say a random name, and you tell me if you have a story about them. Colin White, current Florida Panther, won the cup with the New Jersey Devils. Do you have a Colin White story?
Colin White, yeah. I mean, I remember we were in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Took it all over the area, but I just remember going through the drive-through at about 2:30 in the morning in the limo with the cup and everything like that. And when we rolled up to go pay for it and get the food, the girls are handing us, and they're like, "Holy crap, that's the Stanley Cup in there!" And eating cheeseburgers with the cup at like 2:30 in the morning was pretty cool.
Timu Solani.
Timu. I remember that one in 2007. That would be. I remember we were at his house. This one was pretty wild. They drank like just bottle after bottle after bottle of scotch out of there. They had it for about an hour and a half. It wasn't his actual day that he was going to have in Finland, so we just spent a little time there. And he had all his Finnish buddies, and there's names inside the cup, and they were assigning each one of the names that were inside the cup, like Pudglass and Strachan and those kind of names. And so, Pud, you're up. You got to drink out of it. And they went through like 4 or 5 bottles. And the thing that amazed me most is Timo walked the cup out to the car, perfectly straight, no problem. Most people would be on their butts.
Mike, I'm curious because that's the thing that people tend to do a lot. Pour liquor in it or champagne or whatever and drink out of it. How do you wash it? How do you clean it out?
Yeah, soap and water. Usually every day we start off with like breakfast in the cup.
Una cazuela.
It's the best way to clean silver is soap and water. But yeah, they'll drink and eat out of it. Like in the morning, it's breakfast, either scrambled eggs and bacon out of the cup or cereal. Maybe midday, it's a big ice cream sundae and a lot of adult beverages by the evening.
What's the weirdest thing or strangest thing that's ever been consumed from out of the cup?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen so many different things: poutine, spaghetti and meatballs, chicken wings, Jell-O, pudding. I mentioned ice cream, sushi.
The Dallas Stars did spaghetti, right, and had like rock stars.
I've heard
Eddie Belfour did spaghetti and meatballs. He was a goaltender for.
He got tasered once. Yeah, so he's a
not with
man.
the cup he didn't, but yes, he did.
I've heard legendary stories about Mike Modano having it.
Yeah, I didn't do that year. I came on for the 2000 Devils was the first team.
But you've heard the stories.
I did. The guy that I started kind of working with, he's not with us anymore, but he told me a couple stories about Dallas.
Dan, to me, it just looks like a tremendo sartén.
God, I hate you kids. So you were on board during COVID. What was being the keeper of the cup like during COVID? I'm sure there was like more sanitary precautions.
Oh, there were. I actually did not do COVID. I got laid off actually. So Phil actually took care of most of the work.
What?
Wait,
What do you mean laid
you got
off?
laid off and brought back?
Whoa. This
Me too.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, I got laid off. Yeah.
What happened? Like the cup keeper doesn't get laid off. Cup keeper lays off.
Well, we didn't have as much travel, so Phil basically handled it. We were basically stuck in the bubble out in Edmonton, and
This can't be a part-time job that doesn't have benefits.
I don't know,
You're
do
the
the
keeper
keepers of the cup have a union? I feel like you
I
guys...
feel like we should get one, but no, we do not.
How many of
I
you
can
are
help you with
there?
that.
There's 4 of us altogether.
And you can't leave the room that it's in, correct?
That's right. That's
And
correct.
You're not allowed.
We're with it 24/7.
What is the closest what you have come to being separated from the cup? From
when we fly? Yeah, we do check it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do check it.
You have Thomas Hayden Church hair.
You got great hair.
It's
Man,
great
let's-
hair.
let's-
I get a lot of comments about the flow and the salad that I got.
Yes, sir. I got a question for you. When you go to sleep at night, do you wear a do-rag? And what's your process in the morning with that hair? It's feathered fantastically.
I get up, wash it, blow dry it, leave.
Yeah, blow dry. Moose? You a moose guy?
A little
Do you oil
hairspray.
it?
Like I've been on the road for a month now.
You're a moose guy.
No, a little hairspray just to keep it out of my.
I like to put a hat on after I get out of the shower because that's how I get the flips.
Oh, okay. I don't do the hat thing very often, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Very
try.
strong. Do you do keeps?
What?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what that is.
Well, no,
He is the Keeps.
he says obsessed.
You're all natural?
Mike,
Yeah.
My hair came
I'm
back
pretty
because
natural, yeah.
I did something called Creche Pejo.
Okay.
It's from Brazil, and it really brought my hairline back.
My hairline's all right. It's not.
No,
going
it's
back.
great.
Cup ever been to Turkey?
No, but it's come close. Yeah.
What's the closest it's come to Turkey?
You have to look at a map, but I mean, we've been to like Belarus to Slovakia, the Ukraine, Russia. Been in the Middle East with it, like Sweden, Finland.
Are you trained in the martial arts?
Nah, I just dropped the white gloves. I used to play.
Wow, that's a bar and a half right there.
What's your go-to move if someone does something they're not supposed to do with the cup? Is it a karate chop, or are you roundhouse kicking them to the neck?
Nah, I scared that crap out of them with my voice.
Yeah, it gets deep. It gets deep.
I've done it before. I've scared an entire room.
Can we role play a little bit? Pretend to like touch it inappropriately.
You gotta have to have it. It has to be the moment. I can't pretend.
Okay, but no.
On the other side of the cup,
I just scream really loud. Put that down.
Amin's touching it right now on the other side of the cup.
I mean, here's the thing. We let people come up. We let them touch it. We let them hug it. We let them kiss it. But you got to earn the right to hoist it. So when we catch people trying to pick it up that don't have their name on it, we get pretty angry with them.
Were you at the Brett Hull parade?
The Brett Hall?
Yeah, the Gloria!
St. Louis. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were there. Oh, yeah. Brett's. I've known Brett a long time, since 2002. So
I have a friend that talks to Brett Hull regularly. They still haven't heard from him since that parade. I'm not sure if he's okay.
I haven't seen him since the beginning of the season in St. Louis.
You do not allow. Are there photographs of people hoisting it who have not earned it?
It has happened, absolutely.
But
that's the one thing that we try and prevent.
Your code, your job ultimately that they laid you off of because you should have a union because the cup keeper needs to be respected, is to make sure that no one who has not earned the right to hoist that trophy ever gets to hold it over their head.
Right.
That's the job. It's a sacred job.
Yeah, and keep it safe, trying to keep the nicks and bangs out of it and make sure it's respectful is kind of what we're doing. We live in a world where everybody's got a camera, so things can get a little out of control. But we're basically kind of the eyes and ears for the NHL and the Hockey Hall of Fame and making sure that Lord Stanley stays safe for another 100 years.
Now, Mike, you said the only time it leaves your sight, basically, if you're with it, is when you check it in. When you're flying.
Yeah.
What about when you have to go to the bathroom? Does it come with you?
I mean, if I got to go to the washroom, I might trust somebody. Go, hey, Dan, can you keep an eye on it? I trust you. And you're in charge. You're the keeper of the cup for 5 minutes. I can trust Dan.
Stugotz. If you did that around Stugotz, it'd be on eBay in 2 minutes.
I got news for you. I don't have to go to the washroom anytime soon, so we're good.
How low are we on the list of coolest places you've brought this?
Oh, coming down to Miami and seeing you boys, seeing girls? Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right up there.
That can't be true.
You're right up there.
That
You're
is
lying to us.
he is lying.
Mike,
you know what? One of the coolest things we got to do is when we got to bring it on the space shuttle. We didn't
now
go to
you're
space,
here.
And now I'm here. Like the space shuttle one was cool. When I found out we actually saw more than 99% of NASA employees, that shows me the power of the cup and the kind of doors it opens up. Because I was shocked that 99% of NASA's never seen the shuttle, and I was on the friggin' thing.
Gloria!
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, yeah, you remember me? Yeah, Notre Dame tailgate. Yeah, it was 2016. It was a 4-8 year, but it was cool to see you. Yeah, no, that was me with the Natty Light. Yeah, I know. I didn't technically get to hoist you, but I lifted you to my lips and tasted that delicious Natty Light. It's been a while though.
Yeah, it has.
How are you doing? No, I'm good. I'm
all right. You know, be in a cup.
That's good to hear. It's great to see you again.
You're with this show, huh?
Yeah, I know. A big career move for me. I mean, I guess you've just been kind of doing the same old thing, right?
Yeah, just slubbing around with Mike.
I mean, that sounds cool. Like, are you?
Mike's number 2 on my list. Phil's number 1.
Oh, well, do you want to work with Phil more? I mean, I could try to put in a good word.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you looking
Well,
for
it's
a
awkward
new?
because Mike's right here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're looking for a new gig, I can try to help you out. I don't know if Meadowlark's hiring right now, but we could probably use someone with your skills and talent around here. I hear Dan's just handing out money to anyone who wants to join right now.
There's a party. There's a mixer tonight somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Well, good catching up.
You're invited.
All right, I guess it was good to see. You know where to find me.
I've got bad news for you, Cup. I like this bit, so yeah, you may have to keep doing that.
About
voice.
all I got.
All right, now bring it back at the end of the segment because Mike Bolt. I have questions, and the group should have questions because he's got all the stories. But Mike, just to be clear, for people who don't know, you're the guy. Like, it's a group of you, but you're the chief boss cup keeper.
I probably do the most of it. Phil is my boss, but he does a lot more stuff in the office and coordinating.
Paperwork, not cup keeping.
And he's a vice president. He's got other responsibility on the cup, but
I bet he shows up when they lift it. Huh?
Oh yeah, he's
always
we were
there.
I mean
he's always there.
like he'll be.
Yeah.
I presented with him last year, but this year I will not be. Craig's going to be doing it, who's a manager, but he doesn't really travel with the cup. But him and Craig do the presentation, which we'll see when that's going to be.
I gotta say, if I given the choice of either being the guy at the ceremony handing the cup to the champs or being the guy that travels with the cup, I'd rather be the guy on the road traveling with the cup, man. That's boring being in an arena. Take me out on the road. Take me to St. Petersburg, Russia. Take me to Prague. Take me all over the world and watch the crazy thing that people do with this cup. Am I right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the great thing about this job, seeing the world and all the different places we've been, and those places. I've been to Russia, not St. Petersburg, but I've been all over Russia, mostly in Siberia. Most of the guys.
Siberia, really?
Oh yeah, like Magnitogorsk and Omsk, and way out in the far eastern or western part of Russia, like right near the Mongolia border.
And the best part is it's during the summertime, right?
Yeah.
So
no, it's not
good
too
time.
bad. It's not too bad in Siberia in the middle of July. That's
When
for
we're
sure.
staying at our hotel, I actually get a better room than Mike. I get a suite.
Go piss Mike.
That's why you need a union.
That's why you need a union.
What would you say is the strangest place you have found yourself in?
Oh, that's easy. Afghanistan.
No way.
Yeah, we brought it over for the troops. We've been over there. We went there in 07, 8, and 10. And the first time we went over there was kind of an interesting story. One of the generals asked me if I'd take the cup to a FOB, a forward operating base, and I said, well, the league doesn't want me leaving Kandahar, but let me ask you this.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Are you coming with? He goes, absolutely. So we get up in this big U.S. Chinook helicopter with the U.S. Marines, and that's when I realized I was in a war zone. Like, guns pointed. I'm like, holy cow.
Scary as shit.
And anyways, we get to the FOB, and the place goes nuts that we're there. They were so happy to see us. We fly back to Kandahar, and I'm getting ready for a shower, and the air raid siren goes off, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound too good. So I'm looking around for some direction. There's nobody around. 5 minutes ago, there was people everywhere. So I'm like, all right, I have a towel around me. I'm sitting on the cup case, kind of looking at a magazine. I hear the fighter jets taking off. It stops after 15 minutes. I grab my shower. As I'm coming out of the showers, the guys were like, Mike, where were you during the missile attack? I'm like, what?
Oh,
We were
wow.
under attack. There were missiles flying in the base. What were you doing? Oh, I was sitting on the Stanley Cup case, just keeping on, hanging out. They're like, holy crap, you're dedicated to your job. So to be under attack in the middle of a war zone, that was pretty wild. Now, I didn't see anything or any missiles, but apparently these Russian old Scud missiles that the Taliban have are pointed at the base trying to hit strategic targets. Most of them hit the road, but yeah, that was an experience for sure.
Yeah, it was scary as shit. I mean, what time
I was actually too stupid to be scared. I didn't know what the hell was going on, so it was probably good that I missed the whole safety briefing.
I mean, what time's that mixer tonight? Tim Kawakawa going to be there?
I am so sorry, Mike. I am so.
Did you?
What am I missing? What am I missing?
No, it's
Jarrett Stoll.
I am so.
Any good Jarrett Stoll stories?
Yeah, I got a few. He ended up in Saskatchewan, where he's from. We took it golfing, and then he had a party of about 400 or 500 people. His now wife, but Erin Andrews was there too, and it was a lot of fun. Jarrett's a great guy, and I also remember too when he had it over at his house in L.A.
That night was wild.
And yeah, just like everybody from Jerry Bruckheimer, Sharon Stone. A whole bunch of other different celebrities were there. And,
Your hair looks like Jerry Bruckheimer's hair.
I wish I had his bank account.
Yeah. Amen.
You don't have a split end, so.
Mike, I imagine you run into a lot of people, with you just named Jerry Bruckheimer and Sharon Stone. I can't believe we didn't hit the sounder for that. But have you ever been starstruck, I guess, by someone you met? I know you meet a lot of people. Is everyone on the
Yeah, you know what? I've met some of the biggest stars, Hollywood to TV stars, other athletes, but there's still, and presidents of the United States I met for. I mean, there's still one person I still get. It's Wayne Gretzky. That's my idol growing up. I mean,
Canadian,
I see him all the time. I just saw him the other day. He's the nicest man, but Wayne Gretzky he's the one that still kind of puts a little buckle on my knee, and I can't believe I'm around him because he was my idol growing up. Still kind of is to this day, to be honest with you. And
Me too.
He's the one guy that I still get a little awestruck of.
It's one of those things, man. He's the most undisputed GOAT of the sports, right? Like, there's no other sport where it's like there is no argument, there is no discussion. It's Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't be here in South Florida and in Las Vegas if it wasn't for Wayne Gretzky coming to the LA Kings and making hockey in the South and making hockey, kind of putting it on the map here in the United States. So what he did on the ice was incredible. What he did off the ice and his impact in the game is even bigger. And I mean, you can't say enough good things about the great one, that's for sure.
Amen.
Has there been any confusion with your job now that the popularity of the Stanley Cups has usurped the popularity of the Stanley Cup? The reusable stainless steel cups with the straws that are taking the internet by storm.
Yeah, I've seen him around for sure. I mean, but this still is the rock star.
But do you have to explain to your family no, it's not I can't get you a Stanley Cup. I am the keeper of the Stanley Cup.
I explained that to him. I'm not getting the multiple. I'm not getting any of those cups for them.
Yeah,
I have no connection there.
They retired.
I can show them this anytime they want, though.
They retired tiers. So whose name is on that cup most prominently?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, Jean Beliveau, his name has been on here 17 times. He won 10 as a player and 7 as management. And then the player that's got the most Stanley Cups is Henri Richard. He's won the Stanley Cup 11 times. I mean, the Montreal Canadiens have won the Cup 24 times, followed by the Toronto Maple Leafs 13 and the Detroit Red Wings 11. So what happens to? I know we're on radio, but there's 5 major bands. This top ring here on the cup before it curls in, it's going to come. It's going to come off in 8 years and go into the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, and then move the rings up and put a new ring on the bottom. It's every 13 years that we remove a ring and add a ring. We've got 5 teams on the bottom. This year's winner will be on the cup for 60 years.
Can I say something real fast to these 2 pipsqueaks in the back row? Hey, bleep you guys. That's it. Back to you, Mike.
Boys got a lot deeper there. I don't remember you being that deep in L.A.
What was the boat parade like in Tampa? Were you worried? Because I'm sure you saw that Gronk was throwing the Vince Lombardi from boat to boat.
It was Brady, actually.
Yeah, so they were throwing their trophy from boat to boat. Was there an instruction given? Let's not do that with Lord Stanley.
Well, yeah, but at the end of the day, the teams don't own the Stanley Cup. The Buccaneers, they won it. They own that trophy. It's a shame that God forbid if that thing didn't make it, it was going to go down to the bottom of the bay there. This is a lot heavier and a lot bigger and a lot more valuable too.
Has there ever been a time where it's been lost?
Not really. I mean, the odd flight, but we always know where it is. It doesn't make a flight. But as far as lost, no.
You put an air tag on it?
We've got some secrets.
Whoa. That's a sentence right there. We've got some secrets.
Oh my God. This is so cool, man.
I can't believe that we are in the presence
Got a chip in my ass.
This trophy, this sacred trophy. If you had to guess, Mike, if you had to put a number on it, the number of people who haven't earned the right to hoist this trophy that have actually hoisted this trophy, given that I'm sure that when you're not watching or keeping the cup, the other guys have records of where they failed to do what their job is because you treat this job seriously, and it's an oath you keep to make sure that it doesn't get hoisted by people who don't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I don't know if I have the right number for you because, first of all, this trophy's 131 years old. I've only been with it for 23, 24 years now, actually. And so it has it. I've seen it the odd time happen. You try. You're not duct taped to this thing. So in my 24 years, maybe 50, 70, 100. I honestly don't.
But
have
you yell at those people.
Oh, I tune them good.
You tune them.
Yeah, I tune them.
Bunch of hosers.
Yeah.
You're
Give
there.
me some space, man.
Mike's so cool, man. The way he talks is so cool. I want to steal some of your lingo, man. I tune him.
But it is also your love and respect of hockey that comes with treating this sacredly. Like it is a part of the fabric of who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
correct?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, people always ask, you got the greatest job in the world. I think the greatest job in the world is playing for it. That didn't quite work out for me, not even close, to be honest. Second best thing is look at, and I love this game. I love the cup, and I respect both the league and the game and the cup, and I want to make sure both are treated properly and that this thing has the respect it deserves. It is the coolest trophy for sure.
Your hair is so cool. It's like Carl from Succession hair.
I love you, man.
Mike, thank you for being in with us.
Wait, Dan, one more thing. When we win, the Panthers win, because I'm a big Panthers guy.
Huge.
Can we take it to La Carreta and kind of like do some stuff?
can
Like,
they-
Turn his mic off.
that's how
do
it's got to
that?
work.
Can
Can
they-
we do that? Can we go to La Carreta?
Well, you're not rubbing the cup like that, but yeah.
Well, no, we'd have to. Actually, we have like cazuelas that we hit with like a.
so no one treats it
yeah,
as
you're
music.
not scraping some metal thing there. That's not happening.
That's not
Maybe.
happening.
We'll see.
Yeah, no,
what-
it's not happening.
Oh,
Maybe.
No,
Boys-
Maybe.
man.
Things happen in La Carreta. I don't know, Mike.
Pots and pans.
Mike, have you ever been to La Carreta? Things happen.
No, you better back
Ooh,
off.
Cap-
Yeah,
Cafecito
if I
out
can
of
get out of Siberia Rush, I'll be all right.
Has anyone ever had cafecito out of that cup?
I don't even know what cafecito
Cafecito.
is.
Oh,
That
thank
answers your
you,
question.
son.
Wait, we're going to
That
have
answers
cafecito
why-
right
this is
now.
why
Let's
we
go.
don't-
That's why.
Let's
Mike,
have
we're making you
Look,
cafecito.
Look, this is what's funny. We're going to do this with him right now because think.
It's crack, Mike.
He's got this amazing cup, and we're going to give him the tiniest cup in the world. And it's going to blow through his ears, and it's going to make him feel better than this stinky little cup that he carries
And we'll
around.
be at La Carreta tomorrow.
Cafecito with
See.
Mike Bolt in the other room right now.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah, cafecito with a cup.